Ma'am, I'm gonna be honest with you. You might have married a jerk. Yep, sure did. Might have. Ladies and gentlemen, it is another Tuesday, and I'm back to teach you some more stuff. We're gonna have some more talkings too for this rendition of Talk to Me Tuesday. We are officially in September. I've been doing these videos since February, so you know, we doing some things, we gaining some traction, people are liking the videos, and that's great. Although I want more, I need more, you know. And I'm eventually gonna get there, but until then, you know, we gonna keep on rocking like we rock. Also, as a little housekeeping, please be sure to visit my website at www.archerfinancialservices.org. Yep, had a brain fart. www.archerfinancialservices.org. You're gonna see all the services and the updates and everything that I got on the website. Now let's get down into it. Now, I said you married a jerk, and for whatever reason, I might be right. So check this out. I got a story for you, right? So, clearly, you know, I am a life insurance producer, right? So when I first started in this gig, I had a lead for an older fella. Kids are out of the home, you know, it's him and his wife. He's a business owner, you know, it's his business, but you know, his wife runs a lot of it on top of running the household as well. So she was in charge of finding him a life insurance policy. So, you know, we're going through everything. We're talking about a budget. She gives me the budget. I give her the face value of the policy. You know, everything's pretty much good to go. So I do a little bit more digging, and I'm like, okay, well, ma'am, I understand that you are a important part of the household in the business. Should we look into a policy for you? Now, she was gung-ho for it. She was, oh yes, I would like to talk to you about a policy for me. Let me just run it by my husband. So I said, okay, well, I'll give you guys a call back. You know, what day works best for you. She gave me a day and a time. I ain't heard from him since. And I'm assuming when she ran this by her husband, it's a possibility that he could have been like, hell nah, what do you need a life insurance policy for? And that's the thing, okay? So at times when the wife really isn't working, say she's either stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home wife, or if she, you know, she's done her just due as far as like raising the children and things of that nature is concerned. Like people, they consider, excuse me, y'all, they consider at some point that the wife, the husband does, he considers that the wife, although she is an important part of the household, it really doesn't count because she doesn't bring any financial importance into the home. Although she's making the meals, she is washing the clothes, she's paying the bills with said money that was earned by the husband. Like, she's doing all kinds of things that without her, like, his world would be, you know, in the toilet. But for whatever reason, you know, when it comes down to estate planning, some husbands turn into a jerk and they're like, well, you really just don't have much value to me or the household. So I mean, if you gone, you just gone. But like I said, with that list of things that she does on top of all the things that you really just can't mention, it's like, come on, man. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, this lady is as important to the home as you are. However, you feel as if she doesn't deserve her just due as far as getting a policy is concerned. And it's very odd, but it does happen. So people will be like, well, how do you avoid this kind of thing? Like, what do you do? Like, I've been married to this man for years. I didn't know that he would say something like this. And more than likely it's because that there was no talk of estate planning. There was no talk about life insurance. There was none of this. Because a lot of times people get together, they say, oh baby, I love you. Oh baby, I love you too. And you know, they get to smooching and doing whatever it is that people do, you know, when they get together. I wouldn't know. And then they end up skipping a lot of the pertinent information that would be needed. So before you guys even get married, before you guys even, you know, tie the knot or something like that, this is a discussion that you would need, especially if he's like, baby, I want you to stay home. I want you to run the house. I want you to marry. I want you to raise our children and to find citizens to go out in the world and be somebody. You know, if that's the idea, then if something were to happen to mom, you know, she were to pass suddenly, or if she needed to activate one of those insurance policy riders or something because she's fallen ill or she's been severely injured, then she deserves to have something going for herself too. Now, I know this sounds ludicrous, and I know you're like, well, what the hell? Well, this doesn't sound right, but I just gave you an example. Like, I'm assuming that's why that they didn't call me back. You know, I met the budget. I met the expectations as far as what they were looking for in a policy. But when it came down to making sure that she was also a pertinent part of the estate planning, that's where the disconnect was. And this was a couple years ago. I haven't heard from these, like I said, I haven't heard from these people since. I called them back a few times after that just to follow up. After a couple of times, you know, you just ball it up, you just let it go. But like I said, just to reiterate, make sure before you guys, you know, do the nuptials and everything, you find out that your spouse isn't a jerk, okay? Because one bad thing happens and the whole household falls apart. And it would be their fault because they didn't partake in proper estate planning. It's a shame. It's a shame. It's a shame that people would do their lover like this. I just don't understand, bro. I just don't get it, but you know, whatever.